is, what's funny is you can see on the Dusty interview I did, shout out to Dusty, I said my grandmother's Latino. So when I moved with her and I started gangbanging, she would call me a cholo. She didn't know, like, you hanging with the cholos? Like, no, grandma, I'm a blood. Like, no, you cholo. So, yeah. hmm That's a black woman. Not at all. hmm Yeah. And she's been targeted because of that, because she's been by other black people as me growing up in the hood. And that's my sympathy. I'm Latino. I'm part of that. And like I said, there's a Southsider and there's a Latino. They're two totally different individuals. But I sympathize and understand the Southsider because they roll with people like myself, and we go to jail and they understand, like, oh, this dude ain't like the bullies and he's a blood, so that was an extra bonus. Like, oh yeah, he's cool. Mm-hmm. I've heard. We gotta admit it. We talk about it all. Shannon Sharp talks about it all the time on Undisputed. It happens in the NBA. That's the Shaquille O'Neal. It's culturally, we have, you can look at every Mike Tyson, Shaquille O'Neal, and every sport, gang, everything that we do, and I understand that. Like, one of my Crip partners got at me when he was watching the live interview, like, what you mean we bullies? You ain't even, cause you ain't even talk about what made us bullies. And I told him if I ever do get a shot, my boy from East Coast Jazz Low, like, I would represent that, the Crips were founded because they tried to be, Raymond Washington approached a dude named Munson, who was a big bodybuilder, like way bigger than Tukey Williams. This dude was a huge guy from the Avenues. And the Avenues weren't Crips, Bloods. This was before this. They were like the biggest dominant gang at that time. So when the Crips went to them and said, yo, we want to be part of what you guys are doing. We want to ride lowriders, lift weights, help inspire people in our community not to kill each other. They were rejected, like AC Green rejected me. Munson said, no, y'all ain't finna be Avenues. Y'all ain't got what it takes. So they went through a lot of being clowned and taken advantage of, trying to come up as a 19-year-old starting that organization when you had businessmen, Slauson boys, these organized, structured, as you could say, gangs that just weren't red or blue, just what the community had at that time. So the Crips, in order to earn their respect at the time, they felt that they had to stand up and be harder than other individuals. What they didn't realize is that once y'all got to a certain level, y'all could drop that. You feel me? You could become like Mike Tyson is no longer loved because of his brutality.